Hi Tool from Fabrice and welcome to this new tutorial number 5 about cybersecurity and digital certification in CA Certification Authority. Moment. The digital certificate is an electronic document that it is digitally signed. That it is as an electronic signature obtained through the encryption process. It is used to authenticate documents for request of PA public administration, for sending certified emails in certified email and website that use the HTTPS security protocol connection. We will remain there with the aspect, the role of the certification authority in CA in the digital certificate. At the heart of it all the facts that the digital certificates must be authenticated. This process is handled by the CA certification authorities. That is, it is a tangible physical authority, a society typically which interposes itself between two subjects in order to ensure that the people involved in the exchange of encrypted messages for who really say they are. Obviously, they are natural persons, legal entities, and companies. The digital certificate uses the concept of a symmetric key. Let's start again for a moment with Alice and Bob, remembering the concept already required with the past lesson that it is that a message encrypted with the public key can only be decrypted with the private key. A message encrypted with the private key can only be decrypted with its public key. To explain how encryption works, we showed the Alice and Bob diagram. That is this that you have already seen. The message of Bob for Alice, public key of Alice, encrypted message, private key of Alice, decrypted message, and so on for Alice to Bob. What is the digital certificate? It is an electronic document that must be authenticated by CA must provide the following requirement. Authentication, acting as a credential to validate the identity of the entity to which is used. Encryption for secure communication over unsecured network such as the Internet. Integrity of document signed with the certificates so we cannot be altered by first parties on transit. The operation scheme of a CA. Its functioning scheme is quite elementary. Anyone wishing to ask to the CA for a verified certificate must take the following step. Generate with a tool also from a CLE command Unix Ubuntu rec a public and private key. And there is a link to see how to do this on Linux Ubuntu in this case. Obviously, the system will also ask you to enter a whole series of information including the name of the company, among which we mention the URL of the website for which the verified certificate must be issued, data of issuer, city, state, etc. All this information together with the public key to compose the certificate signature request or CSR and must be sent certificate authority you have identified in order for you to authenticate the same, according to the following schema. That is this. Is obviously. The CA in question will then generate the certificates in question encrypted with its private key and deliver it to the applicant, which in turn will decrypt it with the public key of the issuing CA and path it in the web server on its website. Obviously, the public key of the CA present is a large registry used by the main browser and on your PC. So, in the case of a website, when a client accesses a website remotely, where the client is any person who wants to visit your site, for example, decrypts the digital certificates with the public key of the CA that authenticated our certificates in a mechanism very similar to that already seen for the digital signature. Is a symmetric public and private key. The first practical step that your browser will do is called handshake. And let's see how it works specifically. HTTPS handshake operation. So let's take a small example. Suppose you that decided to authenticate your digital certificates with well-known CA that we fictiously call XYZ Secure is the name of fantasy. Know that all the major companies have already registered on your PC. That is, suppose that the public key of the company XYZ Secure is already present. Moreover, when you visit the web page that requires a secure connection, the same archives is updated. The handshake established a symmetric key session key in the jargon a secure connection. Then it is created a key that takes the name of session key, which from this moment is used to encrypt all data transmitted between client and server until the session is closed. That is, until the client leaves the server. All this is done because once the handshake has been established, the communication process requires less computational data processing. Having made this premise, follow the following diagram which illustrates precisely how this initial process, which is called handshake, takes place. The client sends the request to the host. The host server through the virtual host configuration server directive check what responds at port 443. That is, the check is where it is an SSL certificate. If the response of the virtual host directive is positive, in this case the server sends the client browser public key and SSL certificates. The browser checks the root of the certificates against a list of trusted CA certificates root or CA root and makes sure that the certificate is not expired and revoked and that it is common name and valid for the website is connected to. If yes, a symmetric session key using the server is public key. The server decrypts the symmetric session key using the private key and return an encrypted acknowledgement with the session key to initiate the encrypted session. At this point, server and client encrypt data transmitted with the session key established with the previous point. For this lesson is all from Fabrice. Hi to all.